Okay, I'm down at the scrapyard and there's a whole bunch of pretty cool stuff here. We've got this awesome piece of medical testing or diagnostic equipment here. Here we go. It's a Synchron clinical system LX20 Pro. And there's a whole bunch of cool stuff in there, so I might open this up and see if there's anything useful that I can salvage out of here. Smash that door open. It could be a whole bunch of sensors and vacuum fittings and maybe even power supplies. Looks like there's a high voltage power supply just here. We'll see what we can come up with in here. Nice little bottle on the inside of the door there. Don't know what that is, I'll have to check that out before I go touching anything. So I'll open this up, go for a bit of a walk around as well and see what I can come up with on the outside of the building out here, and then we might head inside in the roller door and see if there's any other bits and pieces that we can salvage. Well, I've had a good look inside this piece of equipment here and I did manage to get a little stepper motor, well, a big stepper motor there. Jump over all of that. This thing's pretty old, it's been here a while. Bunch of rubbish. Empty container. Some engines. Rubbish. Some old washing machines and dryers. These guys again, pretty old, been here a while. Just a bin full of rubbish there. Got a whole pile of crap over here. Some decent looking casters that might be worth pinching. Another piece of medical equipment here. Might see if I can get some belts or something for stepper motors. Might even pinch these switches here and pilot lights. See if there's any other bits and pieces attached here that I might be able to salvage. We'll come back to that later. Just a whole pile of rubbish here. All sorts of weird and wonderful things. And down the back here, there's not much that's worth going through. I've been through all this stuff. It's all pretty old. It's been sitting here a while. All the good stuff's going to be inside. I've already salvaged some bits and pieces out of that, but it's been in the weather now, so I'm not going to bother taking anything out of that. I'll go back to this piece of medical equipment here, see if we can pull some stuff off of that, and we'll pick it up again inside. We're inside the scrapyard and I've been through everything here. There's just bins and bins of crap. Found this piece of equipment here that I might take a look at, see if I can find anything useful on there and salvage that. And I was also thinking about taking this on and off switch here from this little distribution box. There's not much else that I'd want to take out of here because I've got more than enough of these sort of parts, all these DIN rail sort of components. Found some UPSs down the back here. They're fairly large. Got a whole pallet of them over there. And there's another one just over here. You can see I've already been into this a few weeks ago and I've cut the capacitors out of that little spot there. I've got about 3,000 joules of energy storage capability with all the caps that I've taken out of these UPSs. I try and get up to about 5 kilojoules before I build some sort of high energy pulsing device. But yeah, apart from that, there's not much that interests me over here, so might just have another quick look around and see what I can come up with. But apart from that, we're just about done here. Now I'm in the other back corner of the building here, and I've got a couple of bins of just old transformers and all sorts of electrical equipment, and I was pretty lucky because I came across this guy right here. This thing is so chunky it needs its own handle to pick it up, but if I can tip it over, it's still in great condition. And as you can see, if it decides to zoom for me, it's got a it's an isolation transformer, 230 volts in, 250 volts out, 8.7 amps. This thing is a beast. It's got a big piece of rubber on the base there. As you can see, it's bigger than my hand. It's a good 3 inches high and a good 8 inches or so, 8 to 10 inches in diameter. So pretty chunky. We've still got enough lead coming out here to terminate it onto a termination block, but it's in excellent condition. I can't even lift this thing with one hand, but there's no scratches, no dents, nothing. It's in perfect condition. So I might take it home, make sure all the windings are all okay and there's no shorts or anything, and I might use this in my power supply to isolate power to the control gear and all the control circuits and contactors and such. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That is a nice score. Okay, I finished down at the scrapyard and I managed to score myself a nice chunky stepper motor there. I also picked up this thing here, which was out of the big chunky piece of medical equipment. It's just a massive aluminium bracket with an XY stage. Got a sliding stage here and another sliding stage on this belt here, so that'll make for something useful later on down the track. Got enough stepper motors and things to put something together now. I also scored this nice little step-up transformer from a bug zapper. Should give me a good couple of thousand volts at less than a milliamp, I'm guessing. And I also scored 4 of these capacitors here. Now they are 2,200 microfarad at 500 volts. So we'll add that to my big capacitor bank, that should give us another 1500 to, yeah, roughly 1500 joules of energy. So that'll take us up to about 4,000, roughly 4,000 joules that I've got, including all the other capacitors that I've salvaged. So we're nearly up to the 5,000 joules mark, which is what I want to get to before I build some sort of pulsing, high energy pulsing device. And of course there is the 240 volt 8 amp isolation transformer. So I'll get this home, we'll wire it up and see if it actually works. If so, that's a nice little isolation transformer. They're very high current, as you can see. It is chunky. There's no moving that around once it's bolted down. Underneath, I'll just turn it over. Underneath, you'll be able to see a massive piece of rubber here. Nice little gasket just to hold it in place. And a nice chunky bolt hole in there so that we can bolt it into position. So yeah, nice little score. Pretty happy with that. We'll get all that home, clean this all up, remove all the little components that we don't need, and we've got a little XY stage for something, or a YZ stage for some sort of 3D printer maybe. We can stand that up on that edge there. Got one stage that will go left and right, and this thing can go up and down, and then we just need one more stage that this whole assembly can ride on, and that'll be a nice effective little 3D printer, I'd say. But that's about it. That's all I've got for you. Until next time, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and leave some comments.